Hello, 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 hello. I am back. I am back. I am back. After 5 weeks of relaxation, family time, a bit of gardening. There's a lot I didn't show you. I think I'll put some videos up of some of the stuff I did not show you because there were some really fascinating stuff. Anyway, hold on 2 seconds. Anyway, I thought I'd be able to use my new microphone, but I'm not going to be able to because I haven't charged it. Anyway, hello and happy spring. My name is Stella, for anyone who's new here, and I love to talk about my gardens. I've got a home garden and I've got an allotment. My home garden has a south facing, which is the one I'm in, and the temperature is absolutely fantastic right now. And then I've also got a back garden which is north facing, but I'm still able to grow in it. Anyway, I came home at the beginning of March, at the beginning of spring, and I was all ready and raring to go. However, when I returned, a few stresses at work meant that, I lost some of my mojo, despite the fact that I had been looking forward to coming back. A few bits and pieces happened, and I just found out a few things which have actually just saddened me and made me see another side of people that I did not realize, but that's beside the point. We're in the sun, we can't be negative. So I came out into my south-facing garden. As some of you will know, if you've watched my other videos, my fence came down and the gardeners sorted it out. And then in the middle of winter, I started to try sorting it out. However, I struggled and I never finished it because I had exams to do and other bits and pieces to prep for. So looking at it before I actually started this video, in fact, 3 hours ago, I was feeling overwhelmed, dejected, and avoiding what is before me. And when I show you, you will understand why it is atrocious. But let me show you and then we'll talk. Okay guys, this is the hell I have to deal with. And this is actually better because what I've just finished doing is I've just finished sorting out my little greenhouse and sorting out my shelving where I'm planning to keep my stakes, which is just here. Sorry, I'm trying to show you, but without there, right on the left side of the greenhouse. But when I came out, I wanted to level that area where the greenhouse is sitting. But before I got rid of the hedge that was there, I had a huge hedge, some of whose stumps were so rotten and were so solid that I couldn't actually remove them. So I had left them in when the setup was as it was before, but now with the fence redone and the space expanded, I needed to sort it out a little bit better, and I was struggling with that and wondering how I was going to do it. But I was finally able to manage it using my trusted, whatever they're called, but they chop through solid thick stems very easily. So I used that to sort that out, and that area was leveled enough for me to put that greenhouse there. However, I still have a whole load of containers to sort out because one of my plans for this year is to actually make my garden, my south-facing garden, a nicer space to sit in, just as it used to be before. And that is going to require a lot of work from me. And hold on. And it's also going to need a declutter of pots. So I'm not going to be able to have as many pots as I have now. I'm going to have to give up some of my growing spaces and limit how much I grow at home. However, I've already got an idea of what I'm going to be doing with the excess pots at the allotment, so I'm not too worried. But what I realized is when you're actually overwhelmed, you just need to tackle one small bit. Oh, so sorry. I've got a bird that is sitting there and I'm interrupting. I think it's feeding. So sorry. I'm just talking to my friends. Okay, see you later. Yeah, anyway, so I never finished clearing the tomatoes from last year, so that's something that needs to be done. Down there are some of the trunks I've just pulled out. So what now needs doing is I need to get a few more stones. Believe me or not, there's some fantastic soil underneath there because I actually tried straw gardening before I actually gave it up because of a mouse. But I'm going to, one day when I have the energy, I'll pull everything away and get that soil out and add it to my pots. But for now, I'm just need to go buy some more stones to place here, sort out this space, and once the new stones are down, I think I'm going to need at least 5 bags, in fact 6 bags probably. Once they're down, I can actually start to get all these pots back into place, ready for my tomato growing season. I've already decided I know what I'm going to do with these. They all need refreshing, and I've just been doing a lot of study on how we refresh pots and reuse compost without having to buy a lot of new compost. So I've bought all the ingredients I need to ensure that I will actually refresh all these pots ready for the new growing season. The lawn is going to be cleared of everything other than the table, and on this space here I'm actually going to remove every other pot so that we'll have less pots here, in order that it looks more lovely for the eyes. I may buy some paving stones to actually sit the pots on so they don't sit on the grass, and I need to set it up in such a way that it allows me to mow the lawn nice and easy in between everything. I am not going to add to my compost bins. These are going to stay my only compost bins. Oh, sorry. I just need to get past so much of my own clutter that was moved by the gardeners, but it's still my responsibility to move. So I'm going to retain just the 4 compost bins, and I will set them up neatly in that corner, and I will not add to them again. Maybe in the near future I might create a little guard that actually hides them, or shield of some sort. If anyone has an idea of what I can do, do let me know. The other option is for me to move them all to the back so that the front garden remains just that. But then I do need something in the front to allow me to compost as I'm clearing, because there's nothing worse than trying to compost when you have nowhere to put anything. My herb pot needs revamping as well. It's already set up on its self-watering system. However, it needs a good revamp to make sure that it will work well. All this clutter will go, but I am going to do it. Oh yeah, and guess what? I came back to find that a cat had decided to make this its toilet, and in a way it's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. So what I've done is I've just sprinkled a whole lot of citronella and peppermint all over the lawn, as well as all over there, to let it know that I'm actually home and the time of having fun with my garden is over. I will be putting roses into there because I want to have flowers. This year I'm doing a lot more flowers than I have done in the past, so I'm going to learn more about flowers as we go. But I am happy about the fact that I've actually managed to start on that section there, despite the fact that I was feeling overwhelmed. So I think I'm going to continue in that vein by making sure that my focus is on that corner, working my way round until I come round to here. And then when I've actually done that space, then I come forward to here until this whole area is clear. And when this whole area is clear, then I will actually start to tackle the other side. I also need to get a bin because some of the stuff is going to go in the bin. In fact, I probably should book myself in for a trip to the dump tomorrow with some of the bits and pieces I can quickly clear today. But for now, what I'm going to do is, I think I'm actually going to Wicks to go get the stones so I can actually lay them down, because that will be the end of today for me. It's 2 o'clock, so there's plenty of time. So let me go to Wicks and come back, and then we can see how much more I can get done, and then I can actually see whether or not I can collect some of the rubbish that needs to go in order that I can make a trip to the dump and get rid of it. This one I think will need to go to the allotment. It's a mini greenhouse and I do like it. Once I move my shed, I think it might fit in there quite well enough to carry my stuff so that everything is organized properly. Something else that needs to go to the allotment, probably I'll do that tomorrow, is my shed base. So if I can get that to the allotment tomorrow as well, that's another thing gone from that corner. But for now, I think let me go get the stones so I can lay out everything on that area and then go from there. One thing I forgot to show you, which is actually something I'm trying to do to stop my shed from constantly falling over, is I've actually tied it to the fence, and I'm hoping that that will actually work. The other thing I'm going to do is, because below my stones, which are in the base, there is just plain what's it called, there is soil. I'm going to get some ground stakes, some thin ground stakes, and actually push them into the ground and then tie the frame to it from the inside of the greenhouse, in order that when it's windy, I'm hoping that that will actually hold it in place even with the cover on. Theoretically, I should have taken the cover off in the winter, because that is what causes it to fall over, but I did not. I was envying everyone who had nice greenhouses, big green growing spaces and all that. But the truth of the matter is, envy doesn't get you anywhere. It can actually just make you stagnate and sit and do nothing, because you're thinking, if I had this, I'll do more. But the truth of the matter is, you do what you can with what you have. So this is going to be my growing space. I've got myself some pots. I'm ready to get started with sowing. Now that I'm back, there's so much I need to get done. But in addition to that, there's also so much that I need to clear. So before I actually start sowing stuff with nowhere for it to go, it is time I did some clearing. One good thing I came back to is my green stock. Before I left, I planted it up with some broad beans, some garlic, which was left over, because I thought, rather than having it empty, let's put something in it. And as you can see, the garlic is doing absolutely fantastic. And let me just bring this round. And the broad beans have also started to make a show. So as you can see in there, we got some broad beans. They've all been very slow, but they're coming through, and I've got quite a few in most of the sections. That was my plan, is to try it out and see. Now I've got a few more sections left, and once I've sorted my seeds out, I'll probably put something like pak choi or komatsuna in the other bits and pieces, in order that we can actually have something there that will make that space look interesting and nice. Hello again. I think talking to you guys helped me and energized me, because I have carried on and it's looking good. It's looking very good. Let me show you. Not perfect, but it's looking better than it was. We're getting somewhere. Have a look. So I went off to the local garden center and got myself some stones, which I've actually laid out in there, but I haven't opened them yet. However, what I decided to do is to try and clear this space, because it was totally and completely chocker with rubbish, and we're getting there. I've got myself a black bag, because I feel like when you start to pick up all the rubbish, everything else becomes much easier to do, and it's starting to look a little bit more reasonable. I'm starting to stack up my pots and everything that I want to keep on that shelf. That's going to be the other shelf on which I'll keep bits and pieces. And if you look in here, I've got all my stones just up there, ready to go down. I've edged the top end with some bricks, so that I can actually put the stones in nice and easy. So I'm getting somewhere now. So I'm going to continue for a little bit longer, and I think what I will do is I'll see you guys tomorrow when I decide what it is I'm going to do. But for today, sorry, I'm turning because this shoulder hurts. For today, this is it. I hope you enjoyed my little hello and I'm back session. I'm finding loads of garlic, which is actually growing on the ground without any soil, so I'm slowly putting it into pots as I go as well. So, you know, it's a waste not, want not. And we do have a lot of garlic that needs a home. I know that next week we're supposed to have another deep freeze, so it would be perfect for me to get it in now so that it has the chance to freeze and hopefully grow better for the future. Even if it doesn't split, it will still be usable. I actually regret that I did not do a time lapse, because this would have been fantastic to see. So as you can see, we are done. I have cleared this whole space and I am happy and pleased. I had left, as you saw before when I said I was done, it didn't look quite done to me. So I've actually organized this, and let me just show you how it's going to work. This is going to be my warm space. This allows me to bring my stuff out to sit in the sun on warm days, because this south facing garden is very, very hot. So this will make a very nice nursery space for the extras. This will be going to the allotment, but I've taken off the cardboard box and put it in the recycling in order that it looks better. So I think now I can call it done and feel like it is really done, because before it was not really done. But now, even now you can actually see I'm trying to clear spaces. But I think for today we have done well, considering when I started I did not have the motivation to do what I have done now. I am actually very happy, very, very happy. I think now I have a space to sit tomorrow morning if the sunshine comes out and have a cup of coffee and enjoy it. In fact, I might get myself a cup of tea and sit here with a blanket and enjoy it for a moment.